The horse shifts under me as I settle in the saddle, the leather creaking softly. The sky's painted in warm gold, with the edges just starting to dip into that evening orange. The air smells faintly of dust and hay, and somewhere far off a bird calls over the hush of the countryside. I give the reins a gentle shake, and we move forward, hooves thudding in a steady rhythm that feels like it could go on forever. Every breath of wind brushes against my face, carrying that mix of grass, earth, and something faintly sweet from the wildflowers growing in the ditches. The land rolls out ahead, wide and open, dotted with patches of tall grass that sway lazily in the breeze. You can see the smoke of small farmsteads in the distance, curling into the sky like slow-moving ghosts. A couple of riders pass going the other way, each giving the faintest nod of acknowledgement. It's polite out here, even if it's cautious. My eyes linger on them for a second longer than they probably need to, because out here you learn quick that not everyone's nod means friendship. We pass a shallow creek, the water glinting in the light like a ribbon of gold. The horse splashes through without hesitation, sending up little arcs of cool water against my boots. A pair of egrets stand in the shallows downstream, heads bobbing as they hunt for fish, unbothered by the sound of hooves. It's a quiet moment, the kind that almost makes you forget the world can be dangerous. Almost. My hand stays close to my rifle anyway, a habit I've had too long to break. The ground firms up again, and there's the faint scent of hay drifting from somewhere nearby. A few cattle graze in the fields off to the side, their tails flicking lazily at flies. A wagon rolls past, its wheels rattling over the packed dirt, the driver giving a casual wave without slowing. I think about asking what he's hauling, but decide against it. Sometimes it's better not to know, especially if you're headed somewhere that already has enough trouble brewing. The sun filters through the branches of oaks and pines overhead as we move into a shaded stretch. The air here is cooler, touched with the smell of damp earth and old leaves. My horse snorts, ears flicking at every little sound. A squirrel darting across the road, the distant tap of a woodpecker. It's the kind of place that could hide anything from a curious fox to a man with bad intentions, and I keep scanning just in case. Nothing moves except the shifting patches of sunlight on the ground. Beyond the trees, the land opens back up. Fields stretch wide on either side, with lone trees standing against the horizon. A hawk circles lazily overhead, its shadow slipping over the grass like it's got somewhere to be, but not in a hurry to get there. I find myself matching that feeling, letting the ride settle into that easy, unthinking pace where the world moves by slow and steady. A couple of deer watch from the edge of the field, ears twitching but feet rooted, as if they're weighing whether we're worth the bother of running from. We pass small homesteads, weathered cabins with smoke rising from chimneys, clotheslines swaying gently in the wind. Kids chase each other in the yards, their shouts carrying faintly across the distance. Now and then, someone working the land pauses to lean on a fence post and watch as we go by. It's a different kind of life here. Slower, maybe, but it's built on constant work. You can feel that weight in the air, like the land remembers every boot that's walked it and every seed that's been planted. A little farther on, I catch the faint sound of music, just a few banjo notes drifting on the wind. Eventually, we pass a small camp set near the roadside. 3 men sit around a low fire, one picking at the strings, another stirring a pot. They glance our way but don't say anything, eyes following us until we're out of sight. I keep my own expression neutral, not giving them any reason to wonder what I'm thinking. The road smooths out under the horse's hooves, and the sound of voices begins to filter in. Muted at first, then growing clearer. Wagons creak. Someone laughs loud enough to carry, and the faint clanging of metal on metal rings out from somewhere nearby. My horse's head comes up, ears forward, recognizing the sounds of a place with people, food, and maybe even a water trough waiting. We pass the first signs of civilization. Houses with tidy yards, shop fronts showing goods in dusty windows, and hitching posts lined with horses of every color. By now, the bustle is impossible to miss. A peach vendor calls out to passers-by, praising the sweetness of his stock. Kids dart between buildings, chasing a stray dog that doesn't seem to mind the attention. Music drifts from an open saloon door, the smell of beer and tobacco spilling out into the street. Folks lean against railings or stand talking in small knots, casting glances at anyone new who rides through. Some faces are curious, others indifferent, but all of them seem to be weighing whether you're just passing through or planning to stick around. We move down the main stretch at an easy pace, the horse picking his steps carefully among the crowd. Somewhere ahead, a hammer rings on an anvil, steady and precise. A couple of men in dusty work clothes are unloading sacks from a wagon, their conversation low and quick. Outside the general store, two older townsfolk sit on a bench, their eyes following everything that moves, like they've seen enough to know they probably should.